Alright, welcome back to Pac-Manufactured, a series all about Pac-Man clones. In this episode we're taking a look at Classic Muncher, developed by Nick Jones for the ZX Spectrum and released in 1987. Now, so this is our first Spectrum Pac-Man clone. There are quite a few. This is pretty traditional as things go, but it does a lot of things right, which I think we should mention first. The main one is it's a static maze. You can see the whole thing on screen in one hit, which is very much like the original arcade Pac-Man, and that means you can play it strategically. You can see all the ghosts on screen, and you can basically play, knowing where they all are, and you can be smart about your gameplay. The other thing I quite like as well is that even though the mazes change from stage to stage, their layout obviously, a bit different each time. I didn't encounter any mazes with dead ends, which is always a good thing. I'm not a big fan of that style of maze design. I think your stages should flow. You should be able to go in and out of the corridors and escape if needs be, without sort of the need to slow down. I think, having things like bottlenecks or dead ends is just poor stage design. Personally, I don't think I'm into that at all, and this has none of it, so very well done there. Yeah, so that's pretty much it as it goes, to be honest with you. I mean, it's very much traditionally Pac-Man. You've got power pills, you've got 4 ghosts on screen. They're not particularly clever AI wise, but they're still challenging enough, and I think that's because the mazes themselves are quite small, so basically the action is always pretty fast and thick, as things are always happening in such a small space. They could have probably dialed down on maybe had it as 3 ghosts instead to maybe make it a little bit more forgiving. But to be honest with you, it works fine with 4. Honestly, it just kind of helps add to the element that it feels pretty legit. And it's not, like it's a clone. So, yeah, pretty well done here. I enjoyed this a lot. It's very, like I say, traditional. There's no real additional gimmicks outside the maze layouts changing, which I suppose is kind of like Ms. Pac-Man anyway. But, yeah, good fun. Would recommend.